Growth often comes through seasons you didn't choose. Welcome to HisTime365. Today is day 187, and we're reading Psalms 129 through 131. These Psalms speak to endurance, humility, and learning to rest in God. The journey through suffering and humility. Psalms 129 to 131. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the weight of your struggles? In the midst of challenges, the psalmists remind us of resilience, humility, and the importance of placing our trust in God. Today, we'll explore Psalms 129 to 131, where the journey through suffering leads us to a place of peace and dependence on the Lord. Psalm 129 begins with a deep acknowledgement of life's hardships. The psalmist reflects on the oppression faced from youth, stating, "Many a time have they afflicted me from my youth." Psalms 129, verse 2. This is not just a personal lament, it's a collective cry from a people who have felt the sting of adversity. Imagine a community facing relentless challenges, yet clinging to hope. The imagery of plowers plowing deep furrows on the back speaks to the depth of suffering, but also to the resilience of the spirit. The psalmist reassures us that despite these trials, the wicked will not prevail. The Lord is righteous. He hath cut asunder the cords of the wicked. Psalms 129, verse 4. This powerful affirmation of God's justice reminds us that there is a divine purpose even in our pain. As we transition into Psalm 130, the tone shifts from oppression to a plea for mercy. The psalmist cries out from the depths, recognizing the weight of sin and the need for forgiveness. "Out of the depths have I cried unto thee, O Lord." Psalms 130, verse 1. This heartfelt cry resonates deeply with us, especially when we face moments of despair, guilt, or regret. Have you ever felt so low that you couldn't see the way up? The psalmist assures us that God is there, ready to offer forgiveness and redemption. There's a beautiful contrast between our struggles and God's infinite mercy. "With thee is forgiveness," Psalms 130, verse 4, promises us that no matter how far we stray, we can always return to His loving arms. Lastly, Psalm 131 presents a more intimate reflection on humility and trust. The psalmist shares a powerful image of a weaned child resting in its mother's arms, conveying a sense of peace and contentment. "Surely I have behaved and quieted myself as a child that is weaned." Psalms 131, verse 2. In a world filled with noise and distractions, this imagery invites us to find stillness in God. In our fast-paced lives, whether at work, managing family dynamics, or scrolling through social media, we often forget to pause and reflect. The psalmist encourages us to embrace a humble heart free from pride and self-importance. Now, let's consider some modern examples. In the workplace, we may face challenges from peers or overwhelming projects that feel like burdens. Just as the psalmist endured affliction, we can find strength in knowing that our trials can lead to growth. We can choose to lean into God's promises for support and guidance, just like the righteous being set free from oppression. In family life, perhaps you're juggling multiple responsibilities and feeling the weight of expectations. The reminder from Psalm 130 about seeking forgiveness can be a powerful tool in our relationships. When mistakes are made, whether in communication or actions, acknowledging our shortcomings and asking for forgiveness can restore harmony and deepen connections. When it comes to managing money, think about the pressures that come with financial stress. The psalmist's acknowledgement of suffering can resonate here too. Many face hardships and the fear of not having enough. But just as God promises to cut the cords of the wicked, we can trust in His provision, seeking wisdom and guidance in our financial decisions. And in our digital lives, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the constant flow of information and the pressures of social media. Like the child resting in its mother's arms, we're reminded to find peace by stepping back and focusing on what truly matters. It's about quieting our minds and hearts, reflecting on our relationship with God, and recognizing our dependence on Him. As we reflect on these Psalms, let's remember the journey through suffering and the profound importance of humility. In our struggles, we can find strength. In our humility, we discover peace. How can we find strength in our struggles, as the psalmist encourages? In what areas of your life do you need to practice humility and trust in God? How can the themes of forgiveness in Psalm 130 help improve our relationships with others? What practical steps can you take to cultivate a sense of peace in your daily life, as reflected in Psalm 131? Thanks so much for joining me today for HisTime365. Remember, today's reading is Psalms 129 to 131, so be sure to spend some time with those verses during your quiet time. Tomorrow, we'll be diving into Psalms 132 to 134, so feel free to read ahead if you'd like to prepare. If you enjoyed this time together, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so that you never miss a day on this journey. I'll see you back right here tomorrow for day 188. Until then, stay encouraged and thank you for giving God His time today.